We have a really cool new game prototype that is pretty crazy. We're going to be testing it for the first time next week. And if you want to jump in, join the Discord. We have links everywhere. Okay, so this game has been a really long time in the making. It actually combines a few different ideas that I've been super excited about. And it came together over the last few weeks in the social game. It's a digital game that you can play in the browser. So I'll describe kind of what it is and then why it's so crazy exciting to me. So picture this. The basics of the game are you are dropped into this world. There's 200 spaces in this giant grid, and all you can really see is what's going on in your space, which has like a type, and like it could be a field, or it could be a mountain or a swamp or whatever. And you can move around between them. You can upgrade, and you can start upgrading your skills. So right now, initially, all you can do is move around, but you can gradually plant fields, build silos, move around, harvest the fields, move grain back and forth between the silos. And the purpose of the game is that whichever team has the most grain at the end of the game wins. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Except what you'll start to immediately see is that it's very difficult to do things alone. So if you kind of invest a lot of your skills into becoming an expert farmer, that might come at the cost of you being able to build really good silos, or to have the capacity to carry large amounts of grain around, or to build roads in the future to make all of this easier. There are also skills to, look out at other spaces, to see beyond your current space, or to look at the history of what happened inside of a given space. So you actually have to specialize. If you're going to do this well, you're going to need to work with other people. You're going to have to coordinate with other people to figure out kind of like, hey, what part of the map should we even be in right now? Where are other teams setting up right now? And you're going to have to coordinate in terms of specializing your skills so that you can become an expert farmer while other people are good at moving grain around, building silos, building roads, or also investing kind of in brute force so that they can defend these silos, defend your victory points, and take over other people's. So part of what I'm so excited about in this is that it is kind of a farming simulation that is actually a bit of a masquerade, because under the hood, what it really is a social game. And I'm building this inside of the social game web app that I've been building everything in. The reason I say that is because in this game, it's kind of like a board game that 100 people could play. And that is really exciting. Really, hundreds of people could play. You could just make it bigger as well. But what's so interesting about it is that if you had perfect information and you could control what all of your friends were doing, it would be trivially easy to win the game, right? The point is, you actually don't have perfect information. And if you want better information, you're going to have to work with other people to make that happen. If you want to have coordination with your friends to do this kind of like specialization thing, you're going to have to work with them to make that happen. And then, of course, there's ways to switch teams. And so you could abandon your team and go join another team. You could start a new team. I'm guessing that probably what's going to happen is there's going to be some pretty coordinated group of people who gets out ahead, and people start saying, hey, I want to join that team because I can see that they're being very successful and gaining tons and tons of grain. But if you get 10 or more people working together on this thing, now they know where all the silos are, and it's very easy for them to break off and maybe just steal them for their new team, or break off and join a rival team and tell them, hey, come to space E4, that's where you can take over a bunch of grain. So this is what I'm very excited about, is that it's kind of this seemingly super simple board game experience, or kind of farming simulator experience, that is hiding underneath of it this hopefully really deep social game where you have to communicate, you have to have share information offline, you have to work with other people, build your own team, build an empire, and this is really, really exciting to me. The other part of it that is so exciting to me is that one of my favorite things in games is this concept of like map exploration. And I'm realizing that there's a lot of really cool stuff that you can do in this game to make the map a lot more interesting. So one of the things that I did, spoiler alert, is one space randomly on this map is going to be a volcano. You can't build farms on the volcano. You can't build silos. You can't do anything like that there. There's just a volcano. And all the spaces adjacent to it are super fertile because They're right next to that. They're benefiting from the ash, whatever. And so if you farm on them, you get extra grain, which is pretty cool. But a few times during the game, the volcano is going to explode and wipe out everything near it. So it's this different kind of dynamic near the volcano. But again, I want there to be very, very little information on screen so that players just need to kind of figure this out. And so if they're moving around, maybe you get randomly placed far away from the volcano. You don't even know that this is going on. Maybe you got initially placed on the volcano and you're like, what the heck is this thing? And you're going to kind of piece that together before other teams do. But gradually this information will kind of leak out. That got my wheels turning because I'm like, well, what's all the other cool stuff you could put in here, right? Like you could put NPC who gives you a quest to go to the other side of the world. You could have sort of dynamic map changes where like maybe the center of the map is like locked at the beginning, and maybe having a key item or having some specific thing happen in the game opens it up, and then the game dramatically changes because now you can like move in. And it's got me really interested in building this like dynamic and interesting world. And this is kind of how I do game design a lot of the time, is that the first part that makes the most sense to me is building this basic scaffolding, this basic premise, which is that we have this kind of thing that looks like a simple board game, but in fact, it's a social game. You need to go around, you need to farm, get grain, bank it in these silos, defend the silos, attack other people, and win the game by coordinating and collaborating with other people. That feels like a really solid framework. And then there's so much cool stuff that you could put into this world. So I started talking to my friend Chris Thornton, who helped me work a lot on Pecking Order, and he was one of the main testers, probably the main tester for Colossi. And he is so good at taking a scaffolding like this and filling it out with a million cool ideas. So I sent this to him and I was like, hey, I have this prototype. It's pretty much ready to play. What are your ideas? And he said the right thing, which was, let's play and find out. He's like, I will keep a giant list of all my ideas, and I will too. And we're really excited to kind of see where it goes. But we're going to do this first playtest that I think is going to be fun, but it's going to be kind of a version 0 stripped down. All we're doing is the core game mechanics of farming and attacking people's silos. But I'm really excited about it. Very excited to play. We're going to play Monday to Friday next week. I'll be back here to share about how it went. But if you want to join, it can accommodate up to as many people as can fit in there. And you can even join late. So let me know. Come in there, build your team, kick some butt, see how it goes.